Did Hollywood remember how to make a summer blockbuster? Let's talk about Twisters. Now, I hadn't seen the original Twister movie, but I am very well aware at how revolutionary that movie is in practical and CGI effects meshed together. I think that movie as a whole is a great example on how to make a disaster movie, and Twisters does it again. I think all the characters, all the side characters, obviously the main characters, you immediately connect with them. Never once is there a character that I was annoyed at, and that usually happens in disaster movies. Sometimes I'm like, they're doing stupid, irrational decisions here, why they're putting themselves in danger. Rather, in Twisters, it never felt like that. When the characters were in dire situations, it seemed like they couldn't do anything else to prepare. Even though there are people chasing tornadoes, it never felt that when situations got bad, it was their fault. Now, our two main characters, Daisy Edgar-Jones and Glen Powell, the star power that these two people have is truly spectacular. Obviously, we've seen Glen Powell rise up the ranks and quickly becoming an A-list actor, but Daisy Edgar-Jones, I've seen her in Where the Crawdads Sing, which is one of the best book to movie adaptations. I'll make a review on that later, but Daisy Edgar-Jones, I saw her there first, and she's an incredible actress. This is the first time I see her in a big summer blockbuster, right? She already did the art movie, she did the streaming movie, now this is her blockbuster movie, and she kills it. She kills it. She was spectacular throughout the whole movie, and she was complemented well with Glen Powell. He's rising through the ranks, like I said. This dude has charisma, this dude is funny, and when it comes to those badass moments, he shows up. And so does Daisy Edgar-Jones. Like, there is this scene in particular where she just like steals the show. You would think that someone like Glen Powell, who has been in other blockbusters, would have that moment, but I'm so glad they gave that to Daisy Edgar-Jones. When it comes to the CGI is spectacular. Lovely, wonderful. They did not cheap out. The plot of the movie, even though it may be simple, it's not simple like eat your popcorn and just have fun. There's some complexity to it, but just enough that it doesn't feel like it's distracting away from what everyone came to see, which is Tornado Mania. So it does do a good job at balancing out the heart and soul of the movie with what people are expecting of a disaster movie. And I honestly think Twisters is by far the best modern disaster movie I've seen. Again, I haven't seen Twister, the original movie. I only seen Twister, so I gotta go watch Twister. I know how important that movie is when it comes to disaster movies, but honestly, I think Twisters is one of my favorites that I've ever seen. And I think it nails great cast. Never once was I annoyed at a character or hoping that the tornado would swoop them away. In fact, there were some actors in the supporting cast that I've seen them in previous roles, and I've always disliked their character. Always. I thought it was just because I didn't like the actor, but this movie made me realize it's because the actor was never given a good script. Because this movie has also a great script, and it showcases all the strengths of their cast around them. Like I said, this is a great example on how to do a disaster film and also just how to do a blockbuster film. Initially, I heard that they were going to add some global warming elements to the film, but they decided against it because they said Twisters is not that movie to talk about social and political issues like that, environmental issues. There is a movie for that. It's not to say that people shouldn't talk about that in movies. There's just a specific movie for that, and Twisters is just a fun movie. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be kind of like an escape from reality, and that's what a lot of summer blockbusters are supposed to do. And I'm so glad Twisters is doing incredible in the box office because we need more movies like that. Not necessarily reboots or sequels. Twisters just happens to be one, but I think when you grab original ideas, you can certainly achieve what Twisters did. And Twisters, again, just an incredible film because when it comes to a disaster film, you just don't want disaster. You want a character to take you on a journey. You know, you need the heart and soul, and Daisy Edgar-Jones and Glen Powell are the heart and soul of this movie. I highly recommend everyone to go watch in the biggest screen possible, and if you do have a 4D theater near you, go watch it in 4D, because that certainly is an experience I'm jealous of people who have been seeing it in 4D, because it does look like a fun ride.